Hey everyone, let's talk about master styles in Premiere Pro. What are they? They're kind of like a paragraph or a character style from other Adobe products. It means that I get here, I've typed some type in, I've picked random font, and I'm like, what's the font that we're meant to use? I've got a style, okay, set for the company, it's called Title 01, I can change it. Boring old Roboto, but it's the right size, it's the right font, it's the right alignment, so that I can be consistent across my project. It also means that if we do decide to change it, we pick some random font, here we go, random font, I can update that style, okay? And other use cases through the video will update as well. This one updated. Trust me, I didn't show it to you beforehand. It was a different font, it was that. Now it's this, because they're both connected through that master style. So let me show you how to create one, connect it all up, then update it and share it between projects. All right, let's jump in. All right, to make one, we're just gonna add a bit of text right here at the beginning under Co-working 01. I'm going to go to my essential graphics, gonna go to edit, hit my new text, okay, and Papyrus, what was he doing? That brings up a good point. That's what Premiere Pro does. It uses the last font size, color, and style that you were using. Okay, and in this case, Papyrus. Okay, so let's say we are using it and the client loves Papyrus and I want to die a little bit on the inside. Okay, but hey, that's what the client wants, that's what the client gets. So in here, we're going to say something like any size space. We're going to do a whole bunch of like co-working things. Okay, so we've got any size space. Okay, and the client likes it. We've picked a font. Got to select it all to do the size. Okay, you get it all good. It needs to be centered, so it's centered. Let's get it moved across. So you get it all looking good. Okay, basically from here on down, it will remember it in the style. To create the style, okay, have it selected in the clip, have it selected up here in your graphics, essential graphics. Okay, so you need one line of text selected. Okay, and you can say, I want this style to create one called, this is the work. So that's the client name, and this is their title, 01. Okay, so sometimes I'll have title 02, depending on places and formats and stuff. So I got this one. What's cool about it is that I get to use it over and over. So let's say that I add this bit over here. I'm going to say, it remembers the last thing you did, right? So if you've gone through and changed it, I'm going to click off in the background. Okay, I'm going to go and click this in, and I'm just messing around. I'm like, okay, what font am I going to use? The client can't use Papyrus. I'm going to see if I can convince them to use back to that Museo I was using. You won't have Museo, so pick anything. Okay, I'm going to use Museo Sans. Museo Sans. Okay, I try and sell them this. And they come back to me and say, hey, where's our corporate Papyrus? And you're like, oh. All right. I can go back to my style that I saved and look, instantly Papyrus. The right size, the right color, the right font. Can you update it? Yes. The client comes back and said, just messing with you. It's not gonna be Papyrus. I wouldn't do that to you. You're a designer. You're allergic to Papyrus. I've got Comic Sans. There you go. Okay, so you say, all right, that's our new corporate font. Okay, and the cool thing about a style is that say you've used it many other times, okay, all through this project, okay, you can go through and update one of them, okay, because remember this one's still Papyrus, this is still stuck at its original style. This one there, we've kind of modified, right? Okay, so it's not this anymore. So what we can say is we can say actually sync from the style, which will just override it again, okay? Or you could say actually let's push to track to the style. That push to track or style. Let's just say this will go backwards and this will update the style. Okay, so let's click on that. So nothing's really happened except our original one back here. You see it's updated. Cool, huh? So we can create a style to make it easy, okay? Because later on we go, all right, now I've got to go, later on we need this thing here. We're like, oh man, it's the wrong font. Okay, so you can go into it, click on this, find my style and say, ta-da, Comic Sans. And if you get your way, you can go back to something else. What are we going to use? Let's go back to Roboto. Roboto Light. It's the new Arial. And I'm going to say sync from style. No, I'm going to push this style. So hopefully it goes back and the dreaded Comic Sans is gone from all of them. So that's how to do it within a project. So you can either sync or update the style. Okay, but let's say that we want to share it between projects or between teammates, because that's really what I want to do. I want to be able to create this, spend some time, get it right, and then be able to share it with other people within my team. so they can use all the same style. So at the moment, this here, the styles won't appear in different projects. It's just per project. Okay, you can share it outside of this one. I'll show you. The first thing to notice though is that when I made this style, do you see here? That appeared in my little project window. And that was the name I gave it. Can you see there? Work title 01. It just appeared there as a little unit. This is the thing we can share around. We can copy and paste it to projects. Okay, so you can open up another project, select it, and just use your edit copy, open up a new project, paste it in, and it will come and will just appear in the styles here. But copying and pasting between projects is a little bit, I don't know. You've got to open the original and there's all sorts of offline media, and what you want to do is like have a central repository. Okay, what you want to do is you can right click it and say, actually, let's export this text styles. Okay, I'm going to call it this. I'm going to put mine just on my desktop, just sitting there. You should put it in like your shared network drive. I don't think these are going to appear in your CC library yet, but I have no doubt that that's part of the plan. Okay, so I've exported it. Now I can close this project. Save changes, yeah, why not? Go to a brand new project called Untitled and delete me. Okay, there's already one in there, yes there is. So brand new fresh project, and you can say, actually, while I'm working, let's import, Command I, double click in here, either way you want. You see on my desktop, see there's a different styles, desktop, there it is. There's my work title 01. So if I create a new sequence now, whatever it is, I can add some text to it, any old text, okay, and whatever font it is, whatever random font it ends up being. What's another terrible one? What other ones do you hate? Hate's a strong word. Papyrus, Comic Sans, Trajan. There you go. So using this font, you're like, oh, I've got to use the corporate font. Okay, forgot to use it. Where is it? I've imported it over here. It's called Work Title 01, so I can go Styles, and it just appears in here now. So you import it over here and it will appear in this little drop down. Ready to go. Boring old roboto. All right, let's close that down, close project, save it, why not? You can actually combine a couple of ones. So this is the original project I was working on. So we had that text, okay, which was called, what was it called? Work Title 01. Let's say we've got another bit of text that needs to, come along in our kind of master styles. Let's have a little look. Not that one. Where's our Judy someone? That was it. Okay, remember we made that font there? Okay, let's say we want that as part of it as well. So what we do is we click on it here, we say Judy someone, and we're going to create a new style for this. Okay, so you can create styles obviously for lots of things. Captions is a good idea, so they're all the same. So I'm going to create a style for this one here. This one's going to be called the same thing. I'm going to have my client name, and this one's going to be, instead of title, this is going to be my lower third. Click OK. You can see it appears over here. I can, apply it the same sort of way. A cool thing that you can do though is you can select both of these and export both of them together. They somehow smush. Okay, so can you see they had two names? It's kind of like smushed into this word text styles. Okay, dot crazy old extension. So I'm gonna put it on my desktop again. And what will happen is if I go to a brand new project, brand new, let's call this something else, new job. Okay. What I can do is import that one file. So ignoring that one now, this one here has got both of them all snuck in there. So let's import. You'll notice that over here, I've got both of those. Okay, so if I make a new sequence, add some text, I should have two options in here. Styles, I've got my work title 01, and now I've got lower third, just because they're in here. It looks to this project panel to grab them. Let's say another use case where you've got a bunch of text already. Say you've put in a bunch of bits of text, okay, with no, let's find in the font, they've got no styles applied to them. So I'm gonna pick that one there, noteworthy. Okay, you do a bunch of work on these. Okay, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you've got lots of these different uses of them, but they've got no styles applied to them. So when I do make adjustments, I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna go into here. Okay, I'm gonna click on this and I go, all right, I need to adjust this style. I'm using title. Okay, I wanna make an adjustment. It's not gonna apply to these because I didn't use the style. What you can do is you can say, actually see this work title here? I can select all of these. Okay, and I can say, you drag onto those guys. That does nothing other than apply the style to all this text. I should have changed the text in them. Do you get what I mean? Let's undo it. They're called new text layer. Let's call this one something. Lovely, Dan. That one's called something. This is called... Cool. They don't have that style applied, so I can just grab it and say, these two guys, you get the style applied. It will adjust. Okay, keeping the same text, but have that master style applied. All right, that's master styles in Premiere Pro. Quite like character styles and paragraph styles. I'm sure they'll get more sophisticated as they grow up a little bit with Premiere Pro, but pretty workable at the moment. Thanks very much, Adobe. I'll see you in the next video.